Pistons fans, what's up? It's your boy, man. It's been a while. It's been a while to talk some Pistons basketball, man. Watching the playoffs and the NBA Finals, Game 1 last night. It's been kind of fun. But let's talk the Pistons coaching search. Excuse the attire, lounging around, trying to get my yard done and stuff like that. Let's talk business. The Detroit Pistons coaching search. First thing, we was hearing names like Kenny Smith and Dwayne Casey and things like that. Okay, I'm gonna give you a quick opinion on those two to start. Kenny Smith never put any weight into it. Yeah, they interviewed him. They're gonna interview a lot of people. You can't put too much weight in an interview. But Kenny Smith as a head coach, I'm not going to sit here and just say, oh, it would be terrible. Kenny Smith knows a lot about the game of basketball. Obviously a champion with the Rockets. He analyzes teams, all 32 NBA teams, constantly as part of his job. Pretty much the same as, an NBA assistant would. Just because you sit on a bench with a clipboard does not mean that it's any different. But we've seen this type of scenario before with Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson went from his job to the Warriors, and he built that roster that we all love to watch. So before they gave it to Steve Kerr for various reasons. Would I mind it? It'll be a situation for me. But as far as Dwayne Casey, yes, wins a lot of regular season games. We all know this. A lot of people hear that name and it sounds sexy. Dwayne Casey really had me bothered during the playoffs, especially in the series against the Cavs. A lot of people say that the star players didn't show. I'm not gonna say that because actually Lowry averaged more points during the playoffs than he did in regular season. Not just gonna say it was that. But electing to put, a no-name rookie on LeBron James and not send help, that really bothered me. It's not just the fact of him being a rookie; it's the fact that you didn't even help. No help defense. You should have figured out some type of way to send help, as Brad Stevens did. Celtics obviously could have won that series, but they had the worst shooting game of their life. For Game 7. So did the Rockets with Golden State, which is kind of strange to me. But that's another subject. So Dwayne Casey, yeah, he definitely, get some regular season wins, man. He can do that. But in the playoffs, I have questions. That's me personally. That's my opinion on Dwayne Casey. If they hired him, I would not be upset about it. I would just have that question in the back of my mind. If we make the playoffs, what can you do in the playoffs with our roster? Who are you going to play? Who are you going to put on LeBron James if he's still here, which I honestly don't believe he will be. I believe he probably will join the Rockets next year if he's smart and if he's serious about winning some championship. But, that'll be a thought in the back of my mind. But now to the serious news as far as the head coaching jobs. A lot of guys been interviewed, as I said before. But today the bombshell dropped. John Beilein has been interviewed for the Detroit Pistons. Not once, but twice. You'll probably hear about that soon. That part hasn't, really hit social media that much. This is the second interview. They met 2 weeks ago in LA. And they also met again yesterday. So, 2 meetings seems kind of serious. Will he leave Michigan? We'll all be shocked. But you have to look at it in his eyes. If you ever wanted to coach an NBA team, probably now is the time to do it. He's getting up there in age. Brilliant coach, man. Probably arguably one of the best in the Big Ten, or if not the best. You have to think about it. This man has to go out and recruit kids, deal with these kids' issues. My girlfriend broke up with me. I'm having trouble in class, and Stuff like that. You got to go recruit guys and go to meet their parents and pretend that you like his mom's cooking and stuff like that, man. That's a hassle. To deal with kids like that. In the NBA, you're dealing with grown men. Some men have their baggage. Pistons got a pretty steady roster of some pretty solid, professionals. So that'll be a weight off his shoulder. Obviously, the money plays a part. He probably you'll be able to get paid what he feel like he's deserved. But will he be a fit? Fuck yes, he will be a fit. Yes, he will be a fit. John Beilein is a brilliant head coach. Brilliant head coach. And him, he will bring that, defensive philosophy. Every time this man has had a roster, he improved the roster. Even if the talent wasn't all the way there, look what he just did with that team he had. You know what I'm saying? Every year these kids improve. The NBA obviously is a whole different animal, but he plays NBA style of basketball already. So I would definitely approve it. If they can do it, do it. I'm a Michigan's fan. Obviously, I'm a Wolverines fan. It will suck, but it will feel good at the same time. So it's bittersweet all the way through for me. I feel like Michigan is close. I still feel like they, need to get a little bit more talent, but I don't know, man. For the Pistons, with this roster, you got this log jam with the contracts. You need to get the best potential you can out of these players. So I would love to see John Beilein be the guy to try to do that with the roster that we have, because we're pretty much stuck with these guys, man. These contracts, a lot of them are not movable contracts. Nobody's taking Blake Griffin's contract. Nobody's taking Andre Drummond's contract right at this current moment. And then for the guys that decided to overpay, it's going to be kind of hard to move those contracts as well. So, it is what it is with the squad that we got. And I would definitely love to see a capable coach come and try to do something with the squad that we got. We all know why we missed the playoffs last year. I don't know why a lot of people have amnesia of why we missed the playoffs. We know that we missed the playoffs, obviously, because we did not have a solid starting point guard last year. So, with that being said, I'm all for it. They probably will continue to interview guys, but I will definitely keep this one in mind, because 2 interviews it's kind of hard to say that it's not a serious thing when you pull a guy to LA and then meet with him again 2 weeks later. So they must have liked something that they heard. As far as the front office goes, who knows? Tayshaun Prince, his name is out there right now because Shane Battier bagged out. So a lot of us still want to see Chauncey Billups. I don't think that's going to happen. But Stefanski, I like what he's been saying so far. Is one of his biggest things is excuse me. One of his biggest things is developing the young talent that we had. He spoke a lot about Stanley Johnson. And obviously, I really like that. I feel like Stanley Johnson and the young guys on the roster, they've been held back from development. Stan Van Gundy is not a developmental type of coach. We all know that he's a rookie buster. But Stanley Johnson, yes, I will have him in the gym shooting 1,000 jump shots a day. He has the defense already. He has the physical tools. He's already, a threat when he decides to drive to the rim. Up under the right coaching staff, man, Stanley Johnson could blossom. He can definitely blossom, man. So, from my opinion, it's not a bad thing to want to develop your young players. And Beilein does that with young players. But yeah, the Pistons have took their time. I know it's frustrating for a lot of people, man, but they want to get it right. You have to understand that the Pistons, they want to get it right. They want to get the right person. But yes, they're interviewing a lot of people. You just never know. Just because you've been on assistant on the team, sitting on the bench for 10 years, don't mean you're going to transform into a great coach. So obviously they're looking for core values and a certain type of coach that they want to coach this roster that they have, because obviously they know this roster is going to stick. at least for the next 1 or 2 years. So with that being said, that's my opinion, man. That is my opinion. I'm not saying that I'm right and you wrong, but if you want to leave something in the comments, I would definitely appreciate that. I appreciate y'all for watching this video. And if you like the video, smash the like button for your boy, man. And I'll catch up with you guys later, hopefully with the new head coach of the Detroit Pistons. So good talk.